Thank you for attending this presentation. Let's talk about crime, specifically cybercrime. Think ransomware, information theft, compromising systems. Our time together will focus on bringing awareness to the very real threat faced by affluent families. A few cybercrime examples: hackers use AI voice cloning to trick a bank manager of a large oil and gas company from the UAE into transferring $35 million. The attackers were never caught. Virtually every organization globally is facing cyber threats on a daily basis. In 2021 alone, 46% of organizations had at least one employee download a malicious mobile app. Here's a sobering perspective on what's happening in the cybercrime world. In 2020, malware attacks increased by 358%, and ransomware attacks increased by a whopping 435%. Cybercrime's growing. Why? Because one, there's a low barrier to entry, meaning to start, a criminal only needs a computer, the internet, and about $100 to rent cyber tools. Two, law enforcement are woefully inequipped to apprehend criminals, particularly if they are from certain countries like Russia, China, or North Korea. In 2021, the top 10 European countries experienced a financial loss of over 107 billion euros due to cybercrime. France alone was 19.6 billion. And these are only the crimes we know about. Let's talk about high net worth clients in particular. They're traditionally very private and very concerned about their public image. In a Camden research study, 28% of high net worth clients surveyed admitted to a cyber attack. Given their propensity for privacy, one can only imagine how many more experienced an attack but did not admit it. For example, I'm typically called in after an attack, and everyone involved in the remediation efforts are sworn to secrecy via NDAs. You will never hear about those attacks. Everything is connected, no matter where you live, work, or play. Partying on the beach in Ibiza, Instagram photos are posted. Criminals know where you are, what you're doing, and when you're doing it. Closing a VC deal, sending unsecured documents via Gmail, iCloud, or Yahoo, easy to intercept. Daily use of IT devices that run your life, like Alexa, Siri, video cameras, or smart cars, questionable security at best, easy to hack into. Somebody could be listening and watching. Everything is connected, no matter where you are or what you do. So let's consider a single piece of technology we use every day, our smartphone. It connects us to everything, personal and business, our family, our friends, home security systems, shopping, email, texting, social media, and our schedule. We can't even travel without it. Some of you may be watching this presentation from a smart device. The convenience of having an app for that or information at our fingertips means criminals have unlimited opportunities to attack us. Just imagine what would happen if your phone was stolen or hacked. We do everything on our smartphones today. What's my role in all of this? I fill a void in the cybercrime world by focusing 100% of my efforts into providing customized solutions for the high net worth. Off-the-shelf solutions do not work. Corporate IT do not understand the needs of the high net worth. I do. I help protect their invaluable reputation, secure family assets and confidential data, and then educate the family of the latest cyber risks and threats. Who am I? I have over 30 years experience in technology and security, over 10 years with financial firms, over 10 years with family offices, the high net worth, and their trusted advisors. I have multiple certifications in the cybersecurity field, spoken around the world, including a keynote speaker in Bern, Switzerland at the annual Wealth Management event, spoken at the London Family Office Wealth and Leadership Summit in Mayfair, spoken at $1 Million Roundtable annual conferences, and I'm the only cybersecurity expert to the high net worth. High net worth families are perfect targets. Why? They and their advisors believe that off-the-shelf solutions like Norton Antivirus, Firewall, and Password Managers are good enough for them since it's good enough for everyone else. 2, those that leverage their corporate IT departments believe that corporate IT security is the same as cybersecurity for the family. 3, and most dangerous, the families say, this won't happen to me. This is not important to deal with right now. And if it happens, well, I'll deal with it after. And 4, why are they perfect targets? ROI. They have more to protect than most everyone else. They have assets, sensitive data, confidential data, their reputation, and their legacy. Let's get specific. Allow me to share 2 stories with the purpose of making this real for all of us. 1, a single family office hack that led to the ransom and extortion of the family. And 2, a weak password that led to a family nightmare. This first story involves a single family office. This family office had a dedicated full-time IT administrator on staff. IT had implemented the standard antivirus, firewalls, and other basic security technology. But the criminals passed through these controls like a hot knife through butter. The attack began with a phishing email, which led to a compromise of internal servers and the creation of a backdoor so they could return whenever they wanted. The attacker slowly began installing remote monitoring software on both business and personal devices of staff and family members. The criminal deliberately remained hidden, covertly taking many videos, audio recordings, and pictures. The criminal stole hundreds of files containing financial, legal, and personal data, including trade secrets, business deals, and even learning about a secret affair one of the family members was involved in. Then it was like a light switch going from stealth to full-on offense, perpetrating 6-figure financial fraud, holding the family and the family office for ransom to prevent the release of stolen private data, trade secrets, and business information onto the internet. And then also extortion against the individual involved in the affair. This cost the family several $1 million to contain the issue and mitigate the damages. This story is about a family who lived in an affluent neighborhood. This family's nightmare began with a weak Wi-Fi password. Once on the home network, the criminal then hacked every family member's smart device. This allowed him to remotely monitor everything they did on those devices. This included 24/7 access to camera and microphone at home, school, and work. Poor password management led to access to their email, their home security system, and other accounts. The criminal committed financial fraud, ID theft, and impersonation attacks. The criminal took over the children's school accounts, wrote their exams, failing them. I still remember some of the particularly heinous and threatening messages he sent both to the parents and their children, using profanity around their wealth and influence. He took over the security monitoring system, and even the security company was unprepared and unable to stop the attacks. The family was under attack for several weeks before they gave up trying to handle this themselves. The challenge was the criminal was so embedded in their technology, getting rid of them was too complex for them to handle. It took over weeks to secure, train, and get the family back to normalcy. The moral of these stories are that attacks are happening, and the best protection is prevention and education. DIY does not work. Criminals do this every day, all day. New threats are popping up every minute. Criminals are executing precise, targeted, and highly researched attacks. Their attacks are thorough, planned, and covert. Families have other worries on their mind. They shouldn't be trying to solve this. Bring in the experts. They already have experts for everything else: lawyers, estate managers, family offices, financial advisors, coaches, strategists, bodyguards, chefs, home security protection. Why not do it for cyber threats? Family offices are a bellwether to how high net worth families are thinking about cybersecurity. A 2020 Boston Private Family Office Threat and Risk Report, of which I was an expert contributor, had these alarming findings specific to cybersecurity. Only 30% of the family offices had any awareness of the risks, and over 50% underestimated the threats. The criminals have the advantage. The longer high net worth families and their advisors disregard the threat, the greater the risk to the families, their assets, their reputation, and privacy. However, there's hope. A more recent study from Worth.com article indicates that families are saying that cybercrime is their #1 security concern. I'm relieved that the tide is turning, and families are beginning to take the threat seriously. The next step is acting appropriately given their wealth and reputation. It's their #1 concern because families feel overwhelmed by the complexity. They don't know where their attacks are coming from. They have a reputation to protect. They have sensitive data stored digitally and don't know if it's safe. They're confused by which technology used to protect themselves. They don't recognize a threat. Families don't know what to do or who to even call, and they're deeply protective of their privacy. What do high net worth clients really need? They need a customized and personalized plan. No two families are alike. What are the key drivers in developing a plan to put in the digital offense around a family? Going beyond standard corporate templates to identify media, lifestyle, travel, and other risks to the family. Move away from the rigid corporate approach to one that balances family first needs and concerns. Identifying and protecting the unique risks at home or abroad. Preparing the family to better recognize, mitigate, and react to a targeted cyber attack. Delivering specific assessments, for example, a public profile risk assessment, which involves reviewing millions of websites and billions of records. A pattern of life assessment that involves analyzing their social media and online footprint. A pathway analysis, which is a threat simulation scenarios to mimic attackers. So who will be attacked next? For high net worth clientele who have the most to lose, they also have the most to gain by protecting themselves. They are the most vulnerable and at risk. It's not just about the money. Consider the Panama Papers and the Paradise Papers. Imagine all that sensitive, confidential data falling into the wrong hands. Everyone has something to hide. Consider the devastating effect to their reputation, business, philanthropic efforts, and the negative media attention. This presentation was recorded and translated into French. Though I'm not available to answer your questions live, I do want to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me in any of the methods listed on the slide. I encourage you to visit my website for articles around protecting the security, privacy, and reputation for you and your clients, including smart device security, tips, and tricks. I'm also available for a complimentary 30-minute consultation. Please be safe and secure. Merci et bonne journée.